Hello and welcome. Today we are at Legoland Windsor. Well, just about to leave Legoland Windsor. It's about 4:30 in the afternoon and we are going to make our way to Legoland Billund, and you have the joy of everything that is in between and the absolute misery of getting to the hotel and just everything in general before we manage to get to Legoland Billund at 10 o'clock the following morning. So it's about 4:30 now, and 10 o'clock the following day is where the video will finish, because we'll be stood outside a completely different Legoland park. So it is a good adventure, but what you do not want to hear when you first turn on the sat nav is this.
You are on the fastest route despite heavier than usual traffic. You should reach your destination by 6:40 p.m. Take the next right.
It took forever. You'll see what I mean in a second. I don't think I did the speed limit on the motorway at all, because it was either just volume of traffic or everything was average speed cameras at really slow traffic control. And then when we get to the hotel, that's a different experience altogether. And then at about 3:30 the following morning, when we wake up and start traveling to the airport, there's no traffic whatsoever, and then it starts getting nice and fun again. But it was a very long day, productive day, but long day at Legoland Windsor, and you can just see the amount of traffic that is about. And this is just getting out of Windsor. This is just a normal thing, because a lot of people tend to forget to pay for parking, and then when you get to the barrier, which you'll see in a second, people then pay there rather than paying before they get in the car, and then it just causes absolute carnage just to get out. But it is what it is. So we can now, just getting to the barriers, you can see there's plenty of lanes to get out. So if you've never seen this part of Legoland Windsor before, then obviously this is what this is about. It's literally the full travel video from one to another, all chopped up. Otherwise it would have just taken, well, as you heard by the sat nav, hours and hours to get there. So we are now just driven through the gate, and then we are now coming down the roads. The entrance of this park is actually available in a different video travelling to Legoland Windsor, because on the way up we see all of the Lego models, we see all of the writing and everything like that. But then obviously on the way back they don't have anything in the reverse order for you to see as you drive down. As we come down, you'll see them there, look, just on the left hand side, that says W, so it spells welcome. And then we will get stuck at the roundabout at the bottom where the hotel is on the right hand side, and then we have just complete misery for about 40 minutes that I just cut up in dice up very quickly. Then we get on the motorway, and then we will go to the hotel. I'll show you around the overnight accommodation close to Stansted Airport, which was unbearably hot, but it was still a really nice room as well. Really cost effective, to be honest. It's definitely would recommend staying there just for a quick night. It didn't cost much at all, and the location was absolutely perfect, which you'll see following morning. And then plane, airport, walk, gate, Billund, done. So that is how this video is going to go. So there's a lot to see. That's why it is 27 minutes long, because there's just a lot, and it is spread over the 2 days and the evening as well. So if you have ever thought about doing this before, going from one to another, I would highly recommend you leaving maybe about half an hour before. I genuinely thought I was going to be leaving later, because I thought the park closed at 5 and the shop closed at 6. Actually, the park shut at 4 and the park shut at 4, and then the shop shut at 5. So I got dumped straight into rush hour traffic. So you can see all the cars to the right hand side, that goes all the way back for miles. This goes forward for miles, but it is what it is. If this was later on, you would have missed all of that, and then we wouldn't have got hit on the motorway as we went through. It just has that knock-on effect. So if the park is open slightly later, either leave later so you don't hit any of this traffic, or leave earlier so you don't hit any of the traffic. Don't leave when I left, because that is the worst time to go, because this bit's okay, but then when you hit the motorway again, obviously it's going to be busy. It's the UK roads, isn't it? So lesson learnt, and I should have paid more attention to when the actual park itself was closing, but never mind. But if you have done this drive before, let me know what you think, let me know what your experiences are, and obviously in general, if you've been to the Legoland Windsor or the Legoland Billund, again, let us know. And staying on topic of both those parks, there are multiple playlists available with regarding Dubai, Billund, Germany to come, Windsor, and everything else over the 2021 and the 2022 season. So if you want to have more information about the parks or accommodations, or just anything and everything with regards to the best way to get there, then hunt those videos down, and if there's nothing that's uploaded that is sort of suitable to your needs with regards to information that you require, then just drop a comment below and I'll do my best to help where as possible. We will keep skipping every time you hit the lights. Obviously, we will then jump because it goes on. So now that took a good while to get out. That was a very, very busy section. I don't think the traffic lights were working properly. And then we hit the good old motorway. This should have been nice and simple. Should have just flown down here, no problem. But again, it was like 40 and 50 mile an hour average speeds for ages. For no reason either, because there's no... the traffic didn't seem that busy. But you bottlenecked up, obviously, because they slowed the speed down. But it is what it is. It was one of those where really, really hungry, really thirsty, just thinking about a Burger King burger and just wanting to get there so you could then just relax, charge everything up, ready for the following day, and then just utilize the service station facilities best as possible, because that is where ended up booking. And it was really, really handy, to be honest, with regards to just how easy it was, because it was the last service station basically before Stansted Airport, and then a couple of miles and you are at the short stay or long stay car park, depending on where you want to stay. And then we've got the walk going from the car park to the actual airport, and then we have a quick look around the airport, which was unbelievably busy at that time in the morning. But it is because everybody gets there early, and there's none of the flights had actually taken off yet as well. So it's one of those. So if you have never experienced an airport first thing in the morning, just be wary if you are going to book yourself an early flight. So that's the drive. That's it. I've cut that up dire, so that should have been hours and hours. We are now at the service station, and we are about to get to the hotel. So as we come through, we are staying up and around in here. Wi-Fi worked really well. Everything was fine. It was a really, really nice hotel. Lots of stairs. But because I think we're on the second floor, and for some reason there was no window in the room. Obviously, you're supposed to use the aircon, but the aircon's noisy, which you're not going to use at night. And then once you've had a shower, it steams the room up. It just got very, very hot. But for location and the price, I'd take that every single time, just because it was so cost effective. The staff were amazing as well. The gentleman that checked me in was a legend, really. So he was really, really helpful, and just it was easy. The process at the check-in desk at the bottom, that's a bit I didn't film, because the restaurant was literally by the check-in desk, and there's loads of people eating. And of course, right at the end of the corridor. So name the film that this reminds you of as we walk all the way down to the end. And then we will have a quick look at the facilities that are available at this facility. The shower is absolutely enormous, and it has good pressure as well. We like that. We like a good shower. I'm not a bath person at all. Yes, I am holding all my bags and things and trying to figure out the card, but launch them in. Don't forget to pull the card back out, idiot. And then door opens, jobs are good, and straight through, happy days. I've got all my laptop and everything with me to get all the data off this camera, ready for tomorrow, which is all done at a completely different time. So let's take a look around. The room itself is big enough. We've got double bed and a single bed in this room. Big toilet facility on the left, so that's lovely with regards to the shower. And then you've got a nice sized TV, and you've got plenty of plug sockets and everything to charge everything up, which was sensational. But the only pet hate of mine was the window did not open at all. It's not like it would just tip from the top to let a little bit of air in. You couldn't air the room off, so you had to turn the aircon on, and that was the only unpleasant part of this room. I mean, it's actually a service station services. It was silent. You couldn't hear anything, which is perfect, but you had to turn the aircon on to try and turn it down, and it just was nasty. That's the only thing. I just wish you could open up the window a little bit, let the room air off, because it was unusually boiling hot for some reason. I don't know why it was so hot. I don't know if it's because the pipes just happened to be underneath this room or whatever, but it was quite hard to get to sleep. And then when you know that your phone's going to set the alarm off for early hours of the morning, because I think I was up again at 3, and then got everything together, and then managed to get into the airport for 4, maybe half 4, I think. and then obviously we're on the plane before 7 o'clock in the morning. So it was good fun, good experience. But you could just see how big that shower was. So it was lovely. There's a telly. Everything's nice and simple. Highly recommend this room if you're going to be staying around this way. Now we are off. So as we at the welcome break services, as you can see we're at by Chagga. So that is the services that we're at. It is now early doors in the morning. It didn't even felt like it got dark at all. Is a another weird one. So it was a really nice summer's evening. Once we broke through the rain clouds and we were driving through, and then we're gonna have a short drive down to the car park, like I said, and then we're gonna walk from the car park to the airport to the plane. You see a little bit of the plane, then we land, see the other airport the other side, and so on and so forth. So we are now on a completely different day. So it's early hours in the morning. I want to say it's before 4 o'clock in the morning. Does not look like it is, but trust me, it is. No, it's really simple because you literally did the road that we did at, got off the roundabout, got onto this bit, straight line, and then from here, next one, straight line for a good while. So I did cut that bit out. I cut about 6 or 7 minutes off because it's just a straight line. There's no real lefts and no real rights. And then you'll then see how many car parks there are available. So if you look at the road markings and everything like that, there are plenty of information with regards to what way you're going. I've never done this drive before from that airport, but it's just simple. You've got the parking sign to the right hand side, straight line for absolutely ages, cut all that off, arrive where we need to arrive at the end, and now you've got all the different car parks and everything on the left. I'm really happy that I managed to go into the car park that I was at. I genuinely thought it was going to be a multi-storey car park, but luckily it wasn't. It was just an open car park instead. Obviously driving a truck, it's a bit of a nightmare trying to get around a multi-storey. We will now go up straight line, see all the car parking bits to the right hand side. Obviously the colour that you pick will depend on how far back you've got to walk, and that does make a huge difference with the price as well. So as long as you're happy to walk the sort of, I think it was 8 to 12 minutes I think it advised for a walk, it didn't take that long whatsoever. It was just one night short stay, so obviously nice and easy. But you can see everybody that's forking off left, that is going into the next branch of car parks, and there's just more and more. They've all got different coloured zones, so if this is all new to you, it's very much a case of just look and eyeball on the signpost. The signs are coloured easily, so just make sure that you don't overshoot it, otherwise you have to come back on yourself, which is never going to be a fun thing, because I don't know where you can actually get off to come back round and down again. But again, nice and easy, straight over, and we will cut in a second. I think we will then find where it is that we need to go. Automated barrier, spit your ticket out, read your license plate, happy days, jobs are good, and off we go. So again, loads of parking on the left, which I think is where we're going to be going in a second, because the video will cut. So I think we go round and into this bit. No, I'm talking absolute nonsense. We keep going. So we must keep going for another couple of minutes yet, and then we will go into one of them at the left. So bearing in mind how far we are driving is pretty much the distance that you will have to walk, but it's more of a diagonal, to be honest, because this sort of loops round. It's not a direct route to the actual airport, so it's not as horrific as what it looks like. Here we are now. So the car park we're on is on the right hand side, so that's nice and easy for us. So you know, if we parked in the one that was just before, you would have saved yourselves a couple of minutes walk, because we walk across and to the left. So it's a bit misleading to how far you're driving, because you are driving diagonally but not horrifically away from the airport, if that makes sense. But I thought I was staying in that multi-storey, and I was really happy to find out that I wasn't. I was actually staying in this one, and funny enough, it is a car park I have stayed in once before when I came on a very special trip, and it was just nice to be back. Brought back quite a few memories, even though it's just a car park. So it's one of those weird things. But you can see, easy, get your ticket, spit you out, jobs are good, and off we go. Happy days. Then it's a case of find somewhere to park and make sure nobody crashes into you when they're half asleep. Easiest thing to do is just drive in a straight line, turn left, and just head towards the corner, because obviously everybody just wants to get really close to the barrier. But when you're walking back at the early hours of the morning, it doesn't really make too much of a difference, because you don't drive back out those barriers. So it's a little bit easier if you actually head towards the exit barriers rather than parking directly to the entrance barriers. But again, that's just me. Let everybody know your own techniques in the comments below of what everybody prefers doing. But like I said, it is early hours of the morning. You can see all the planes. You can see the tips of their wings and stuff just on the left-hand side, which we will have a look to. Now, I didn't purposely drive this far. There was just literally nowhere to park. So we just had to keep going and going and going. And now this is now from right here. It's all extra to walk back to the truck for when you're coming back into land. So this added on a couple of minutes, and the drive back took forever. The flight back was horrific. It was delayed. Then obviously with all the reports of everything with problems getting through passport control back into the UK, it took about an hour and 20, I think, to snake through all the barriers. But you can see, look, loads and loads of parking here, so it's just worth spinning it around, parking well out the way, take a photo of exactly where it is you're going to be staying at, so you don't forget where you are, and then don't forget your bags, passport and money, and then you're away and jobs are good. So that is what we are going to do now. We're going to reverse, find out exactly where it is that we want to be going to, and then we pull up and it is happy days. We are now at chapter 4 of the story, because we are now going to be walking from the car park all the way to the airport. Super simple. You can see on the road you have the little figures that you just follow. Now that isn't just a place for you to walk so you don't get run over, because obviously they're behind the cars. If you were to follow those, they cut round with all the signs, and then it takes you to exactly where you want to go. Obviously the car park's very quiet, so you can just cut a corner and save some time. Now, like I said, it is early doors in the morning, and there's lots of people about, lots of people in Hen doing stag do stuff, and I just can't get over how bright it is at this time in the morning. But security and everything went through super smooth. That was nice and easy. I felt really sorry for the people on the long haul flights, because there were just monstrous queues. To get back was an absolute, well, again, theme of everything, complete misery, but that's a different story for a different day. But on the way there, we got there really early. I say really early as in like the plane landed early by about 10 or 15 minutes, so that was absolutely perfect for me. And just get through security and everything was nice. It was nice and simple. But you just saw to the right hand side there, that was your Randox PCR test station. So that's a really convenient place to have it just by the car parks. If they do get reintroduced, you can have the same day PCR, then just wait back in the vehicle, then come back and then jump on the plane. So that's really easy. We didn't really know where they would be located in comparison to like the hotels and things. I think London Heathrow has it inside, whereas obviously that one's just outside by the car park. So that's really simple and convenient for anybody that does need a PCR same day test for whatever reason, if things come back. So we've just walked up the big slope all the way into the airport now. So we are now officially in Stansted Airport. You've got obviously some bits and pieces that you can get from WH Smith's if you want to, if you are waiting to get through, but to be honest, there's obviously no point doing that because you can't take fluid through security. That was it, that was done, so there was nothing really to see there. I didn't film anything with regards to being in the actual airport itself, because it was so crammed and busy before all the planes and everything took off. So if you've never been here first thing in the morning, it's an experience to be had, but then obviously when planes start taking off, it starts to thin out a little bit. It does get a little bit easier. So this bit now is the nice long walk to gate, I do believe, 44. So we were completely the wrong side of the airport, as you always are, and we have a nice walk, find where the plane is, and then we'll get on the plane, up the steps, straight off the other side, and then we are in Billund, and then from Billund we'll go past the airport and all those other little bits and pieces as well. So we're doing okay so far, we're doing all right, but you can see it was a bit of a trek to gate 44, but it's much more calm now than what it was within that sort of like the main artery of the airport. It was just lots and lots of people. But again, it's just that time of the morning. I don't think it's anything to do with staffing issues, because there was no planes cancelled. It's very much a case of first thing in the morning, it's always going to be busy. Now that's the plane, absolutely splendid. Like I said, I think we left slightly early. He made really good time in the air, and that's why I got to the Legoland theme park just after 10 o'clock in the morning. So it was perfect. But like I said, different story for a different day. Absolute nightmare getting back home again. But this is it. So you come out into the old tarmac, and then there she is, going to take us up and out. We'll have a quick a quick fancy look at the stairs and all that side of stuff, and then all of a sudden we will be in Billund, walking back on the ramp, a completely different country in a basically a split of an eye. So it's amazing how quickly you can travel and how far you can travel so early in the morning and still have a full day in there in that country. Bear in mind I was only in Billund for one night. Had 2 full days there, one night, did absolutely everything I wanted to do. Obviously the travel side of it's a little bit tiring, but it's fine. As long as you don't mind losing a little bit of sleep and you can catch a good night kip on the night that you're there, it's all perfect and splendid. So we are now in Billund. We're now walking off the plane, walk around the corner, you get to the little security bit for the passport, so that's all nice and simple. You queue up for that, that takes no time at all, straight through, and then this is how big Billund is. It's tiny, it's teeny tiny. So this is where you get your luggage from if you need to. Again, nobody about, and then you walk out, and, excuse me, and job's good. So that is now the front of the airport. So now we are walking past where the buses are. This has been very well seen in loads of different videos before. We've done all the sleep hotels and all those sorts of things in the past. Still plenty of building work going on just here. Straight line is where your sleep hotel is. We'll walk round the airport ever so slightly, then we'll get to the main road, and then we'll start cutting up the road. We'll have a plane that I do believe comes over ahead as well, so we can have a look at that sort of landing. I think there might be a helicopter taking off as well, maybe. So we'll have a look at all of that side of things. And then we have the nice walk round the front of the park, which I'll let you soak in. And then, like I said, the video will end when we get to the gates, because literally the next video that's already been uploaded is the aquarium video. It's the Atlantis by Sea Life video that is seems to be quite popular with all of you, and that is literally walk straight through the gate, walk straight onto into that amusement ride, and then film that. So it was very much a case of non-stop from the second I landed to the second I checked in to the Legoland Holiday Village Hotel. It was just at this pace continuously, just film. So there's lots and lots of videos to come in the Legoland Billund and the Billund Accommodations of 2022 playlist. So hopefully you find them all helpful. Now this is something that I think has just been added in 2022. It's all different bits of artwork and signs and things. Now this is your helicopter. So we're now going to walk down this path. Now, I was very tempted to film the whole thing, but because I was a bit worried about batteries and memory cards and things like that, I thought I'd better not, but I will do it again at some point, just so you can see it a little bit more smoothly, exactly how long it takes to get from the airport to the actual front door of the Legoland. But if you're just at a steady pace, it will only take there or thereabouts 20 minutes. Now, this is all the front of the fascia to the theme park, so we've got a good couple of minutes left. So with that being said, guys, because I am slowly starting to run out of time, if you can like and subscribe and all that good stuff, that'd be absolutely fantastic. Comments below what you think, if you would do it, and everything else like that, and if this video has been helpful or just something a little bit different for you guys to watch again, let us know. Now, you can see that there's about 4 minutes left, so it takes about that long to walk out the front of the park, because the gate is directly in front of us, just to the right hand side. So you've got to walk past all of these trees, and you can see almost everything by eye. You can't really pick it up by the camera, because obviously it's on a GoPro and you can't zoom in, but you can see there's the Pirate Blade ride. You can see some other little bits and pieces in there. You've got the back of the buildings for the restaurants and everything like that. Left hand side, that's obviously still all airport. So if you are landing and wanting to walk here yourself, get out the airport front door. When you come out the door, turn left, walk in a straight line to the Sleep Hotel, keep the airport on the left-hand side, and just keep walking. So the airport is on your left-hand side until you get to the very, very top. So you walk all the way up the main road to a roundabout, airport's on your left-hand side. You can then go left or right. Obviously go left, cross over, keep the airport to the left, and then you just walk down this long walkway down here. And then before you know it, you are going to be back at the front gates of the Legoland Billund. Legoland Billund theme park. It's amazing to think that in this one video we have gone from Windsor to Billund. It was, like I said, a bit tiring, only because it was lack of sleep, probably from the room being really, really hot, but the room was still really, really comfortable, and the location was absolutely perfect. So I would, well, put it this way, I'd stay there again. Absolutely no hesitation. I'd quite happily book there again, and just you know, it was one of those things, just with the room being a little bit too hot, so it doesn't matter, you get over it, don't you? But again, Still got all the theme park to the right hand side. You can see all the parking spaces up here. So you've got 1,450 head on, and you've got 1,140 to the left. So that car park a little bit further back where those little cars were, that is still another overflow car park, but I think that might have just been for staff because the cars were there, but it was also blocked off. So not 100% sure what that is. But just remember, this was the weekend of the 90th birthday of Lego. So 90 years of play. This was exactly it was exactly a week before the LegoCon. So they were in the process of setting all of these different bits and pieces up and doing everything. So there's quite a lot of people here. Now, there's another ride just in there, and behind that you've got, behind the rockery, you've got a load of Lego models and everything like that. So we are slowly getting closer. You've only got about 2 minutes left and the video is going to end anyway. And like I said, if you want to follow the progress through, it's all available in the Legoland Billund playlist. So there's lots and lots to look at and see. So again, if this is the kind of thing that you do like and it's helpful, let us know, because I don't mind doing it. I just need to prepare myself better with more memory cards and batteries and stuff. But I think I've got all of them now, so it's fine, because this weekend went really smoothly with regards to making sure I had enough of everything with me. I brought more with me this time than what I did last time, so I didn't have to worry about sort of draining all batteries and all the memory cards and things like that. Now we are getting even closer. This is like the big tease, really, because you just know it's there. You're just waiting for the gate to arrive. So we've got about a minute left, guys. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave you to it for the last 60 seconds for you to soak everything in. But that's it. I am done. So guys, as always, thank you very much for watching. You guys take care, and I'll catch you on the next one. Ta-da.